Live, where news comes first. This is ABC7 with breaking news.
We begin with a live look at Bourbon Street in New Orleans, Louisiana this New Year's Day, where officials are now saying 15 people have died and dozens more were injured after a pickup truck plowed into a crowd celebrating New Year's Day.
The suspect is dead and the FBI saying he didn't act alone. Thanks for joining us for ABC 7 at 5 on this New Year's Day. Happy 2025, my friends. I'm Paul Seacala.
And I'm Jason McNabb. And of course, we do begin in the ABC 7 Alert Center with that breaking news. As we stated, 15 people are now dead after that terroristic attack on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, and dozens more are injured. Here's what we know so far. The suspect has been identified as 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas. The FBI is in charge of the investigation and says they do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible.
We also have video now showing the moments that the truck ran through that crowd, and we want to make sure to warn everybody. The video you're about to see is disturbing. As you can see it as we talk here, you can see that the white pickup truck slowly turned and then abruptly took a right turn at a high rate of speed. You can also see the chaos and confusion that breaks out amongst the crowd that was standing right where the truck turned. Now, the FBI is now heading up the investigation into the attack. Police fatally shot the suspect after investigators say he opened fire on officers. As ABC 7's Jay O'Brien reports, federal authorities have issued a warning for threats from lone offenders. They did it just a few weeks ago.
An urgent investigation now underway on the blocks-long crime scene on New Orleans' famous Bourbon Street, as investigators look into the how and why a deadly New Year's Day terror attack happened. The ATF now conducting a background check on the weapons found at the scene. The FBI now looking into the pickup truck the suspect drove and if he acted alone.
I've contacted every agency in the federal government as well as the state. They're all coordinating to get to the bare facts. We know what the facts are.
This terror attack in New Orleans coming more than a week after a man rammed his car into a Christmas market in Germany. 5 people were killed, leading authorities in the U.S. to step up security measures for New Year's events where crowds were expected to gather. And weeks before that, the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security issuing a joint intelligence bulletin warning law enforcement agencies across the country to be vigilant about vehicle ramming attacks. Writing, "We remain concerned about the use of vehicle ramming against high-profile outdoor events."
Any person hell-bent on causing harm who's willing to drive a vehicle into a crowd and then open fire on that crowd and on officers, that person was hell-bent on doing what they were going to do.
The FBI today saying an ISIS flag was located in the vehicle used by the suspect.
This particular incident has all the tradecraft of ISIS from what we know now.
And now the Sugar Bowl, scheduled to take place tonight in New Orleans, has been postponed until tomorrow as the city reels from this attack.
There's just too much stuff we don't know, and it's just not worth it.
Police departments across the country telling ABC News they're now concerned and focused on the potential for copycat attacks. Security now expected to be increased for upcoming events, including the presidential inauguration. Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
And President-elect Donald Trump responded to the New Year's Eve tragedy in New Orleans, posting to Truth Social, saying, quote, "Our hearts are with all of the innocent victims and their loved ones, including the brave officers of the New Orleans Police Department. The Trump administration will fully support the city of New Orleans as they investigate and recover from this pure act of evil." Trump also commented on the crime rate in the U.S., saying, quote, "When I said that criminals are coming in far worse than the criminals we have in our country, that statement was constantly refuted by Democrats and the fake news media, but it turned out to be true. The crime rate in our country is at a level nobody has ever seen before," end quote. Meanwhile, according to data released by the FBI, quarterly in 2024, New Orleans has actually seen a decrease in violent crimes.
Meanwhile, Texas Governor Greg Abbott tweeted this statement in response to the tragedy, in part, quote, "I am treating this